did. You involved yourself in my politics, talking about my likeness, talking about who I am. You don't even know me. And you acting like it's a sport, like this is a game. And you've heard this so much, you desensitized to it. This ain't no game, bro. It's you tell me then why the game ain't working in your favor. Hey, the game ain't working in your favor. You ain't noticed that? You just not noticing that this ain't going the way this ain't going the way you planned it, is it? So what does that mean then? I guess after all, there is a God. There is. Yeah. And he ain't playing with you. He ain't playing with you at all, buddy. And if I was you, I would get out of Dodge and go get that money. Because if you don't, hey, I can't tell you what's gonna happen. I can't make no guarantees. All I can tell you is you're gonna be better off doing right by me. You're gonna be way better off. Because if you want to act like you wasn't a certain way with me, if you want to act like you wasn't politicking on my name, if you want to act like my name wasn't in your politics, we can sit here and play stupid all day if you want to. We can do this. But while you doing that, I'm doing something else. Hey, it's up to you. You can play stupid. I can play stupid with you. But here's the catch. We still gonna make you suffer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's sexy, ain't it? It's sexy to see how much you suffering, ain't it? It's sexy to me. Sitting up here masked up playing with me, buddy. Got a deadly disease. Oh yeah, you try it like it ain't, COVID ain't still around. Walking around like it ain't. It's still here. Better stay masked up. Hey, you better stay masked up, big baby. Hey, you don't know. Hey, look, they got breakthrough cases at this point. People fully vaccinated still getting it. Yeah. That's for all the scientists that thought you beat God. Hey, how come they still fully vaccinated and still getting towed up? Hey, it'd be funny to you too if they was playing games with you for 5 years. And then all of a sudden, you see all this destruction. You'll be giddy too, sucker. You'll be giddy in the mud. You'll be giddy more than me. I know you would, because you ain't got no discipline. You'll be crazy with it. You'll be crazy with it, bro. You've been clowning them as soon as it happened. That part. If you was in my shoes, I ain't talking about your shoes, I'm talking about mine. Yeah, you've been clowning them suckers while you sitting up judging me. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. What goes around comes around, bro. You know this. You know this. You know this, bro. And my karma, no matter how bad you try to play around with me, my karma is not bad enough for me to suffer like you. And it never will be. It never will be. My karma will never be that bad for me to suffer like you suffer. I'm doing everyday stuff. That part. Smoking, drinking, sex. Hey, that's everyday stuff for most people. Let's keep it 100. That's stuff that people actually enjoy doing it. Let's keep it 100 about that. So, but what you doing? Stuff that people would die rather than to do. 44 states with child marriage. Hey, we rather die than marry a child. But what you doing? You got it full. Hey, you got it in full force, don't you? 44 states with child marriage, buddy. Yeah, the cops ain't got no choice but to be on my side. How you gonna oppose me? You opposing common sense. 44 states with child marriage, you gotta be retarded to oppose me. See how this is sold up? Bro, if this ain't sold up, I don't know what is. How you gonna oppose me when you got child marriage in your country and I'm talking about it? And I'm the only one talking about it. At the magnitude that I'm talking about it, at the capacity that I'm talking about it. I'm the only one talking about it like this. You heard anybody else talking about 44 states? You heard anybody else? Anybody. I'm saying anybody. A little guy on TV, anywhere, any guy, any person. Nobody, right? All right then. You ain't heard not one person, right? Okay then. Okay then. All righty then. Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. Hey, we beating a dead horse. You sure hey, they tried to beat me for 5 years. Hey, they call themselves fighting, beating on me for 5 years. We beating a dead horse till the horse ain't nothing but Pope. I don't care if they are dead. I'm still beating it. I'm still beating them. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat your head in until it ain't nothing but a Pope. So I'm covered in blood. I'm beating your head in. 44 states with child marriage. I'm beating your head in every day, all day, everywhere I go. I went to jail last night. I'm telling everybody in jail. Yeah, big baby. Shoot, I was in jail last night. Got locked up. Told the cops and everything. Yeah, I actually can say the cops know. Now, hey, they're responsible for what they know. They can sit there and act nonchalant about it. But you're ready to kill somebody on the street doing the same thing. Look, ain't no way out, bro. Ain't no way out. You know how they say on the streets, you can't come back from that? Well, I think I own this saying. I think I should have a patent on this saying that you can't come back from that. That should be mine. How you gonna come back from that, bro? 44 states with child marriage? Cause last time I checked, if somebody actually does do a sex crime, they go to jail, serve their time, and get registered as a sex offender. That's what they do. But what you gonna do with 44 states with child marriage? How you gonna register that? How you gonna register that? How you gonna register your whole country? Hey, how you gonna register all these politicians? Huh? Huh? How you gonna lock them up? It's no choice. That's why I'm telling you. They gotta resign as a brand, bro. That's only right. It's only justice. It's only equality. That's a 7. It's equality. You can't be trying to. You can't be talking about no street justice, but you don't practice street justice with your government when they marry children. Yeah, that's for the black community. Yeah, you always talking about street justice. Hey, what about street justice when they marry children in 44 states in America? Oh, that's disgusting. That's only disgusting, huh? But you talking about street justice with a pedophile out here. Yeah, bro. Look, man, you talking about street justice with a pedophile, but when we talk about your government, you scared. You fold. Huh? Yeah, you did. You scared to talk about it. Huh? That's what I'm saying. We see who's who, man. Ain't nobody saying nothing, are they? They talking about everything else. All your celebrities talking about everything else. You see Ye West, he ain't saying nothing. He talking about everything else. White lives matter. He done went that. Look, he talking about everything else. No disrespect. You feel how you feel. But I would think that as much as he done said in his timeline of saying things, that by now he make his way around to my boat. He ain't made his way around to my boat, have he? Have he? Huh? With 44 states with child marriage, you ain't heard him say nothing, have you? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Everybody saying something ain't saying nothing. Not compared to me. Man, come on, man. Y'all trying to hear any of that other stuff. Because at the end of the day, man, we talking about pro-black this, pro-black that. Man, African chiefs sold us into slavery, man. What you talking about, man? Where is that supposed to go? That's all I'm saying. Okay, well, with all that you say, right, about pro-black stuff, right, you got to come full circle to realize we sold ourselves out. You got to come full circle to realize we sold ourselves into slavery. So what philosophy is going to get around that? That's a 7-hour. Oh, ain't no philosophy getting around that, big baby. And that's what I'm saying. It ain't no hope in that pro-black stuff. Ain't no hope in that pro-white stuff. Ain't no hope in that pro-America stuff when they got 44 states marrying children. Ain't no hope in that. Ain't hope in none of that. Because when you get done talking about all this pro-black stuff, I want to hear you explain. I want to hear you tell these people 44 states. I want to hear you explain to these people how the African chiefs sold us into slavery. So that I want to hear you talk about that part. Huh? How you gonna talk about it? You know what? You know what you need to do is to realize that we all are human. We all are capable of evil. We're all capable of doing wrong. We're all capable of messing it all up. Not just the white man. Because like I said, he had help. How he going to go to a whole continent with African men that's like full-blooded African, nothing else. Full-blooded, yo. Full-blooded African. 6'2" easy. 6'3" easy. Just as big as any guys you ever seen play basketball. Got to be. They fully African. So they wasn't bigger than these basketball players. Huh? You know they was. On the average. They were fully African, yo. And so how the white man, when he probably was like between 5'8" and 6'1", that's probably big as he was, how he overtaking these huge guys, right? And putting them on a boat. Like they ain't got no weapons, no strength, and the women either. They don't have no strength. He had help, bro. The white man had help. And until you realize that, you're going to try to act like we a perfect race and we ain't capable of doing wrong. That's a 7-hour. Like we just been victimized the whole time. And that's far from the truth, bro. That's far from the truth. That's far from the truth. See, you can't Malcolm X me. Get your head out my pocket. See, if it was me, I start blasting as soon as somebody talking about my hand in your pocket in the crowd. I'm blasting on the crowd, suckers. Hey, ain't no way. Look, man. Hey, it's too much confusion. How about that part? I'm trying to give a message. It's too much confusion. I'm pulling my stuff now. Boom. Ow. That's hey, you out of here. Yeah, you try to play that my hand in my pocket stuff with me, I'm shooting at the crowd. Yeah, get your hand out of my pocket. As soon as somebody say something like that, I'm pulling mine. So to speak, right? So to speak, right? So yeah, my own people ain't nobody gonna be able to assassinate me, bro. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know how it's gonna go. I'm saying like a West Coast guy. I'm just letting you know how it's gonna go. So Stop playing with me, bro. Got my name all in your politics. Do I know y'all? Say it like a West Coast dude. Do I know y'all? Do I know y'all? I don't do it. I don't know y'all. And don't want to know you either. Hey, I'm just being 100. I'm being honest. In other words, I don't want to know you. Look, I don't want to know who you are now. If I did, I don't now. How about that? Because look, man, the bottom line is, man, your country's slipping. Your country is slipping hard, big baby. And look, if you think you can get away from each other and away from me, right? You can't get away from God. Oh, I know, amigo. I know it's hard out here. It's hard out here for a pimp, huh? Hey, I'm sorry. You can't play around me and then think you're going to go back to normal. You know how they say about COVID, right? Go back to normal. Everybody's waiting to go back to normal, huh? You waiting to go back to normal, huh? How you going to go back to 3 years ago? hey, make it make sense. How are you going to go back to 3 years ago? Who's ever done that in history? That's the better question. When has anyone ever went back 3 years ago? 3 years ago now. Almost 4 years. Which almost might as well say 4 years. Here we are in November now. November 1st. We only got 2 more months left of this year. How you going to go back to normal? And you're going on 4 years away from what you call normal. You almost half a decade away from what you call normal. And you think it's my fault? That's how superstitious these people are. They think it's my fault. Oh, that's funny. Oh man. How did I do it? Hey, how did I do it? Hey, how did I do it? What I do? I got a magic carpet like Aladdin, right? I became Aladdin and I fly around the country, huh? I became a Walt Disney character and I put COVID on y'all, right? Okay. It's funny, man. You are so superstitious, but you don't believe in God. But you believe a man put COVID on your country. That's what I'm saying. They don't believe that. You just want somebody to blame. Let's tell the truth. You just want a punching bag, right? For why it happened to your country. I'm sorry, I'm not your punching bag, bro. You punch me, I'm gonna break your fingers. You punch me, I'm gonna break your knuckles. Yeah, you punch me, I'm gonna break your knuckles, sucker. Yeah, and then they telling you Donald Trump told you nothing about COVID. Yeah, you won't touch him, will you? You know why? Because you're scared of his power, ain't you? Yeah, you still in the Freemason and Illuminati era. I'm out of that era. You still in the Freemason era, ain't you? Where you look at the big buildings and you get scared of the power. That's a 7. Yeah. Let's talk about it. They look at the buildings and they get scared. Hey, they look at the buildings. They just look at the buildings and they get scared. You Americans just look at buildings and get scared. Oh, bless your heart. And you think you're going to fight against me? And I've conquered it, right? But you still want smoke with me because you think you still can mess with me, right? That's what I'm saying. Yo, I beat what you scared of, sucker. All y'all scared of that. I beat it. And now look at you. Now you think you can challenge me because you think you can win. You have a record for not challenging the things that you don't think you can beat. I'm telling you the truth. Listen, man, I'm like the rest of the legends. I'm like the rest of the black legends. We open our mouth and we talk. We confident. You understand? Like Muhammad Ali. We confident, bro. You ain't gonna shut me up. You got 44 states with child marriage out here talking about you playing with me. Bro, if you don't have a seat, that's a 7, Al. If you don't have a, that's how you know I'm black. Because when I'm confident, I'm opening my mouth. When I got something going, when I know I can beat you, I'm talking about it. That's how you, yeah. You can't, there ain't no white man talking like this. That's how you know I'm black. Ain't no other people talking like this. Yeah, got black all over it. And you got 44 states with child marriage talking about you playing with me. Bro, you can't be serious, bro. Bro. Even if you white, I'm calling you bro. You know you dead, right? You listen, man. How you gonna get out of that? Explain to me. How you gonna get out of it? How? Explain. Explain yourself. I mean, in fact, you know what? I want these politicians to explain it. I want Kamala Harris, who used to be a prosecutor in California, prosecuting people, right? That was her last job. How come she ain't concerned about 44 states with child marriage? If she can't change it, how come she ain't said nothing about it? And she's a former prosecutor. Huh? How come she ain't said nothing about it? She ain't said nothing about it, has she? She's more to blame than Joe Biden is. The only reason Joe Biden is maybe more to blame is because he's the president and she's the vice president. But as far as perspective and job and what you've been doing, she's more to blame. She was a prosecutor. How come you ain't hit the ground running talking about these child marriage laws? Yeah, you didn't hit the ground running. It's a little too late for that. Now we waiting to see why you ain't saying that. Joe Biden, come on, man. Joe Biden, the same one that called other countries, over 30-something countries, calling other countries against Edward Snowden, telling them not to give him asylum and refuge in their countries. This man tried to stop this man from basically finding a place to live because he exposed that the American government had us under illegal surveillance. Edward Snowden and John Kerry, I think that's his name, went out of his way, but definitely Joe Biden. This is facts. This is what Edward Snowden informed us of. That it was Joe Biden, your present president, that this is what you need to know about him. If you tell the truth and you try to leave the country, this man will call other countries and try to stop. Once you done left now, what else can you do? That's a 7. What else can you do? People done left the country. Edward Snowden, look up his name. He left the country, okay? He left the country, and he calling around on other countries, telling them not to help this man. Talking about it's gonna be consequences if they do help this man. That's the president you got in there right now. You know why they probably put him in there too? Because he's anti-whistleblower. That's a 7, Al. He's anti-whistleblower. Oh, you didn't think about that, did you? Well, auras and energies matter. That's what matters. Energies and auras. This man tried to stop this a whistleblower that was just informing us that the government had us under questionable surveillance. The government now. And he just was doing what a good, honorable citizen would do. It ain't evil. Was it evil? How's it evil? Hey, if somebody's in harm's way as a result, hey, who caused it? Whose fault is it? Well, if he didn't have the information, it would have never happened now, would it? If he didn't have the information, it wouldn't be a conversation now, would it be? So who's really to blame? When you putting people under illegal surveillance, and see, this is the thing the government needs to know. This is the thing that all governments of the world needs to know. Okay, evil is going to get worse. It's part of the end of the world process. Yes, it's going to get way worse. It's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. It's never going to get better. Now you see, it's only going to wax worse and worse. Can you accept that? That's the first thing. You have to listen. This conversation is very important. You have to first accept, as far as law enforcement and all this crime fighting people, you have to accept that the world is getting worse. Okay? It's what it is. It's nothing you can do about it. Can you accept this? The Bible tells us as Christians, we know it's going to get worse. We know it's not going to get better. We know it's not going to get back to normal. That's a 7. While you sitting up here twiddling your thumb sitting by a lake somewhere in the South talking about getting back to normal. Look, we are told as Christians it's going to get worse and worse. We're not stupid. I'm just saying. We're not sitting up here thinking that the world is going to change. You know that song, Waiting for the World to Change? Obviously, he hasn't read the Bible, has he? Obviously, this was a philosophy that never came true, was it? Well, the world never changed, did it? Well, when? It never changed. It only got worse. And when you got these flaky people that ain't doing nothing with 44 states with child marriage, how can you say the world's going to change? Huh? It's not going to change. It's not changing. It's getting worse. The last law that was passed 3 years ago. The last child law was passed 3 years ago. It was passed 3 years ago. How's the world getting better? Huh? You explain to me the last child marriage law was passed 3 years ago. You telling me it's going to get better? It's pissing me off, man. Sitting up here lying to the people. Just passed the last law 3 years ago. And you sitting up here talking about it's going to get better. When? Look, I'm a realist. You know one thing about me? Even though I'm a Christian and you may think I'm superstitious, right? I don't care what you think. I know God is real. I know he has the ability to hear me, right? He's God. I don't want a God that I can figure out. That's a 7 out. And that's what's wrong with you. You want to figure God out. Why would you want a God that you could figure out? That's a 7. Well, if I could figure out God, that wouldn't make him God, would it be? You want a God you can figure out. That's your biggest problem, you Americans. You want a God you can figure out. How would he be God if you can figure him out? You can't even figure out these geniuses, let alone God. You still can't figure out Albert Einstein. How long he been dead? Look, you still can't figure him out. You can't figure out none of these geniuses and great minds in your country and in your world, for that matter. But you're supposed to know what God is. You're supposed to know what God is about. You're supposed to be able to figure out God. With your finite mind, your minute mind compared to God is minute. How are you supposed to figure out God? And that's where you made your first mistake right there. Boom, Al. That's where you made your first mistake. You try to figure out God. Look, I don't try to figure out a God. Okay? I don't try to figure out God. You're not capable. Can you admit that? If there is a God, You're not capable of figuring them out. That's a 7. Let's agree on that. Let's all of us, let all of the competent people in the world, all the geniuses, all the people in the world that use their minds, let us all agree that if there is a God, that you shouldn't be able to figure him out. Now, should you? That's a 7. Well, how do you have the brain to figure out God? See where you went wrong? That's your first mistake. That's your foundational mistake right there. That's your foundational mistake. Thinking you should be able to figure out God. Ridiculous. But yeah, here we are. Where people want everything figured out and told to them. See, I preach without trying to preach. That's why everybody thought I was a preacher. I'm a preacher. I came to New York, and look, I wasn't even trying to preach. And people said, he's a preacher. Here in New York. Now, I'll tell you one thing about New York. Real New York, not this fake stuff, these fake neighborhoods, these sucker neighborhoods. I'm talking about not the sucker neighborhoods in New York. I'm talking about the real New York. Not the sucker neighborhoods here. They can the real New York neighborhoods like Nostrand Avenue in Brooklyn, East New York, Harlem. Know what I mean? They know who's who. They don't need your help. They don't need the sucker neighborhood's help. They know who's who. And I ain't never had no problem. I've been here 10 years off and on.